Greetings! It's that time of the year again for TryHackMe's Advent of Cyber. Alright, so if you will see here, we scroll down. If you look up here at the top, we clicked on the Advent of Cyber to get to this link. And we'll scroll on down. There are some fun prizes. If you're curious what the prizes are, we'll click View Prizes. We'll go through this real fast. You can get like iPhone 17, MacBooks, gaming keyboards, monitors, AirPods. What else we got? Some hacker fun tools such as USB over Ducky, Raspberry Pi boards, Flipper Zeros. Let me tell you, those are amazing. Alright, what else we got? Keep on going. We have some career booster stuff. So we got, let's got DEF CON, Cyber Bootcamp, Port Swiggler. So these are like burp sheet stuff. That's really cool. If you want to go into a web app and testing, you got some TryHackMe certs, such as the SAL 1 and the PT1. So the SAL 1 is more blue team, while PT1 is red team. Red team being offensive, blue team being defensive. And then further down, we have TryHackMe straight prizes. These go to TryHackMe subscriptions, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a total of 12 months. Plus, we got some gift cards for TryHackMe swag, so, like jackets or hats or hoodies, what have you. And look at an AWS and Azure Cloud license. Really fun. Okay, so let's get to what we really care about. Let's get down to the first day, shall we? So we have industry leaders and be part of this. You can watch this video to tell you more about the story. Alright, keep coming down. You'll see this here. And if you wanted, before this actually began, there's this Advent Cyber prep track. It's pretty straightforward, or quick and easy. You probably get done less than 15, 30 minutes like that. But today is the first day, December 1st, and it is Linux CLI, shells bells. And this one's a really good start, I would say. So we click on the introduction. It pretty much tells us that McSkitty here had been kidnapped. And without her, Werevero's defense is pretty much flatlining, right? So Christmas herself is being hanged by a thread. She is the ultimate defense they have for cybersecurity. But let's just say we believe that King Malware right here is at the cause of this, and their twisted version of Eastmas. Eastmas, yeah. So they're trying to destroy Christmas and replace it with Eastmas. Okay. So what is this room going to teach us? So the learning objectives for this one, we're going to learn basics of Linux command line, or otherwise known as CLI. So, perfect. So, yeah, that's pretty much. So why is that good for us? Well, as IT administrators or cyber, we are going to be utilizing that from time to time. And cyber professionals, we're in it a lot. Okay. So, there's a little buddy who tries to help you out. Anyway, so this tells you what you're going to need to do. It tells you about how VM, split screen credentials, all this stuff works. Now come down, so it's to set up your virtual environment. So to do that, you see the start machine. We're going to click start. It's going to open up our screen into dual screens, as you see here. I might need to move my big fat head somewhere else, so let's boot myself up here. So hopefully I'm out of the way. Alright, cool. So this is going to be loaded in the box while we continue reading. But if you want, you can actually use your own attack box, your own like Kelly VM if you have one at home. And if so, you just SSH using these credentials here. The IP address will generate once this box here that we're in will load. Okay, perfect. So once you get that done, you'll just click correct answer. So I've already went through this and completed it once, so I can't really re-input my answers, but so just go through with this with me, okay? So let's continue reading this part here while our machine boots. So, working with Linux CLI, but there's no graphical interface or GUI on the server. How do we look for clues? Well, who needs a GUI when we have Linux command line terminal? Like CLI. It's even better. So Linux has a powerful command line interface allowing you to use and manage the system simply by typing commands on your keyboard. Not as hard as it sounds. Once you get used to it, maybe you'll even like CLI. I don't know. I find it kind of fun. For more than maybe the GUI. Who knows? I think both have their own cons, pluses, So, anyway. So we'll just read what it wants us to do. It wants us to type echo. And if anyone knows, echo is pretty much going to repeat what we throw at it. So echo, hello world. Alright. If I can spell world and hello right. Yeah, I can't spell for nothing, can I? Alright, anyway, so there's hello world. Cool. So if you want to say echo, what should we want it to say? I don't know. Like first comment, right? Something like that? Sure. Cool. It'll just repeat it. Or today was great. And I messed it up. Anyway, but yeah, I put the quotations at the end. Yeah. Anyway, so then it says ls. ls is like a directory command. So this shows us everything that's inside this directory. So where we are in the computer, like folders, like in Windows, you have CMD or command prompt. It is the same command as dir, if you will. It's the alternative, if you will. So ls is like a list command. It lists the directories in or files. So if you notice, these blue ones, these are directories, while this orangish one is actually a file. It's a text file, txt. Okay. Next, it wants us to cat. So cat, and then it says readme, right? So if you notice, it auto-completed real fast, and the reason that worked is because I hit tab, and that's known as auto-tab completion. So I didn't have to type out the full thing. So, what does it say to us here? Well, that's kind of in the way there. Well, I'll just hit enter a few times, and it will pop it up for you. Oh, no, it won't. Anyway. So, I can't hear the first word, but well, all TBFC members, yesterday I spotted yet another exploit on our servers. Not sure what it means yet, but Where is in danger. To be prepared, I'll write the secret guide by tomorrow. As precaution, I will also hide the guide in plain view for Miskitty. So Miskitty has left us clues. Even though they've been kidnapped, they are still able to help us, okay? So it shows just kind of what we did right there. Perfect. So we keep going. It talks about ls, right? And it shows about PWD. I think this means print, like present working directory or print. I think it's like present working directory is what it stands for. Anyway, it shows us exactly where we are. So we're on /home/Miskitty. That is the folder that we're in. So when we did ls earlier, we see there's a guide folder. That's probably where Miskitty put it. So there's a command known as cd. cd stands for change directory. Okay, so cd into guides. Now you notice I did type a capital G. So if you do cd, so if you look, you type pwd, shows right we're in guides. But if I type in cd space a dot, it takes us back. Present directory. So if you notice, if you try to do cd guides, it doesn't work. Linux is case sensitive, so you actually have to have the proper case sensitive. All right, just want to prove that to you. And remember, auto tab complete. Just push the tab key and it auto completes it. It's amazing. It'll save you so much time and headache. Okay, so let's do ls. Well, that's weird. Nothing showed up. So what we have to do here is show hidden files. Okay, so if you do ls space dash la, you'll see we get a whole slew of stuff here. So the L stands for like long list. It shows us more details about what we're looking at. Okay. Now A shows us hidden files or directories, right? So if you notice, it says dot down here at the bottom right here, dot guide txt. If you want to hide a file in Linux so prying eyes don't see it right away, you put a dot. So this is a way you can hide stuff from normal users, maybe as an admin or something, or from these evil bunnies or these bad bunnies in this particular story. All right, so we want to cat that. So make sure when we type cat, we put a space, and you got to get that period there, and type the rest, auto complete, bam, and it's going to populate for us. I think King Malware from Hopsec Island is preparing for an attack. Not sure what his goal is, but exploits on our servers are not good. Be ready to protect Christmas by following this Linux guide. Okay, so and it shows us this Linux guide is in /var/log and grep inside. Let the logs become your guide. Look for eggs that want to hide. Check their shells for what's inside. P.S. Great job finding the guide. Your flag is. So if you see this right down here, this little bottom, if you just come down here, highlight this, right click it, and click copy. And on the left hand side in our actual web interface, we'll scroll to the very bottom. I've already done this. You'll come down here and you will, what is the flag you find? You'll paste it right there. Yes, I've already, what is the CLI command to list directories? It was ls. And as you guys know, in Windows, the counterpart is dir, dir. Also, if you want to show hidden files in dir command for Windows, you do a -a, or not, having a /a. So, like a forward slash. Anyway, and the later ones, we'll get to those in a moment. So let's scroll back up. Where were we? So we kind of followed this around. So we need to... Looks like we'll be looking into, what was it? The var logs. But let's see what the actual guide tells us what to do first, right? Oh yeah, I was jumping ahead. So .guide. Yep. Alright, so it wants us to grep for logs. So what we can do is, from over here, we're going to go cd space /var/log. And if you look, watch this, present working directory, it shows us that we're there. But you can also see it in the blue here too, either way. Because some interface you'll be, it won't show you that. You won't know where you are otherwise. Okay, so grep is like a find command. And there is a find command, but that's for another day. So we're going to be doing grep space. Well, actually, before we do that, we're going to be looking at this auth.log file. And this is like for authorizations. So let's just cat that and see what it looks like, shall we? And if you notice, it's full of stuff. There's a lot going on in here. You screw up, there's just so much. I don't know, it's overwhelming, right? It can be anxiety-inducing. Who has time to look through and sift through all this? Well, this is where our new command, grep, is going to help us. We're going to grep the file. So we're going to type grep, do our quotations, and we're going to type in failed password. Make sure we get our spelling right. And our case probably matters, I think. I think you do insensitive case searches, but that's, again, more than what we're talking about today. And so we're going to do auth.log, right? So grep, then we put in quotations what we're searching for within the file. Then we do space and we put the file that we're going to be searching in. And we click that and look, it gives us a whole bunch of stuff of failed passwords. Okay, this is interesting things. Depending on your resolutions, this may look a little different. It needs to be bigger, wider, change your font size. Yeah, So we can look at this later. But yeah, at the beginning you can see it's showing us the date, showing us some time, it's showing us the web server name. And if you guys are curious, you type in like host name. This will show you the name of the computer. Also, if you type in who am I, this will work in Linux or Windows, either one, for both of these commands. And this will show the user that you are currently in this shell, this terminal. Okay. And what else we got? The cylinders, which are like an SSH or something in here. These are, I guess, different process. I'm not sure what that number is actually. And it shows you they're trying to do something as root. I'm not sure. That just went glitchy. And they were doing it from this IP address on this particular port. Okay. Anyway. So, there's a little glitch. We keep following this. And he's seen that they have a failed password from sockmiss on eggbox -196.hopsec.thm. Okay, so finding files. So something that we can do now is use the find command. So we are going to be using find. So what do they say? You can see a lot of failed logins from sockmiss accounts, which, yeah, we see this in this file here, all from hopsec location. They were clearly trying to break into sockmiss. Where's Ville's Christmas ordering platform? What if Bad Bunnies left some malware there? Let's follow Miss Kitty's guide and look for the exploits in the eggshells with the find -a command. That searches for files. So this one's going to be searching for files. So files, or find will be searching for files, while grep will be searching within the file, if I remember properly. But we're using, that's right, we're using find with a parameter or find name? Maybe not. Let me see. Yeah, we will. Yeah, because we're searching for the name portion here. So we're going to be typing find, and then we're going to do space /home, and we're going to be looking through the sockmiss directory of home. So that's probably another user. So home/user as another directory. And we're going to be going to do a -name. And we'll be looking for anything that relates with egg. So if you guys don't know, asterisks are normally utilized as wildcards. So we click this, and hey, looky there. It brings up eggstrike.sh. So if you don't know, sh is going to be like a bash, a shell. So it's going to be a script. So think of .sh as a script file. Alrighty, so we're probably going to cat this out. Go away. Helpful bot. So if you guys do need help, there is this little guy down here, and you can click on him, and he's going to give you help and tell you stuff and suggestions. These are a little AI thing. They've been working on it for a while. So if you find yourself stuck in any of these, feel free to use them. That's what he's there for. Okay, so continue on that. We're going to just cd over to the home directory /sockmiss/2025. All right, so just out of curiosity, I'm going to do an ls. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff here. See that? And do ls-la. Anything else? Nothing hidden. But yeah, you see, there is a bunch of stuff here. So we're going to cat that egg strike shell. Right? So what does it do? What does it do? So cat wish, so it's going to read the wishlist.txt file, and then you see this little pipe command here. So if you look cat wishlist.txt, so this script is going to look at the contents of this file. Then with this little pipe command, and this pipe command is the key that's right underneath your backspace key and right above your carriage return. You hold shift and you push that, and that's how you get the pipe command, or the pipe character. And what it does, it takes the output of the previous commands and pushes it to the next command. So they're catting wishlist.txt, they're piping that to sort, and then they're piping that over to unique, and then, or UNIK there, or Q, sorry. And then they are going to write this to a file. What was this one here? Let's see. Yeah, right here. So you can output that redirection. You use one of those, this symbol here, to override a file. If you do two, you append it. So this means they're going to be overwriting the temp/dump.txt file. Then they're going to be removing the wishlist.txt, and then and means to run the command at the same time, and it's going to echo out, which we saw that when you do echo, it shows you in the command line, Christmas is fading. And then they're going to move eastmiss.txt. So they're moving this file, and they're moving it to the file known as wishlist.txt, which means they're replacing the wishlist.txt with eastmiss.txt. So they're destroying the wish lists. Everyone's wish lists are being destroyed and being overwritten by the eastmiss lists. All right, and they're echoing out, eastmiss is invading. And if you look at the bottom, we have a new flag. So we're going to right click that, copy that, right? And when we do, we come way down here, we look for it, and it's this one here. We'll jump it in there, because what flag did you see inside the egg strike script? And which command helped us filter for logs? It was grep, right? All right, so let's come back up here. So it kind of tells us about what was going on here. If you want to read that yourself, feel free. Let's keep on moving. We don't have all day. Maybe we do. I don't know. But I'm trying to get through these and have a good time with you all. Okay, so now it's clear that the server has been breached, and the Christmas wish list has been replaced with eastmiss 1. Although you found no clue to what happened to Miss Kitty, at least you know the attackers were there. You can see how Sir Carabane replaced the wish list by visiting this site here. So if we just take this and we copy it, right? And you see this little Firefox icon at the very top by my head? We'll click that. If I need to make my profile a little smaller, definitely tell me. We can definitely make that happen. You see my little icon spinning. Give it some time. If you need to get a drink, might be a good time to get yourself a drink. I don't know. This is taking forever. It's taking quite longer than I expected for it to. Oh, actually, look at the background. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So we're just going to right-click and paste that in there. And if you look, welcome to Wareville's Christmas. Navigation to Linux file system essentials. Okay, so welcome to Winville's Easter countdown. It tells you how many days are left until Christmas, and it shows us all these things here, right? Oh my goodness. The wish list has been tainted. Okay, so we're going to take that, and we're going to minimize this. Maybe. There we go, sorry. Alright, so we do that. Oh, there's the second one that popped up. I'm curious, what's the background look like? Oh, isn't that cute? Anyway, so let's go ahead. Also, if you didn't know, your terminal and your Firefox, if you want to swap around, is all right over here. So it's not up here for this VM. They're going to be on the right-hand side if you need to jump around. It can be confusing. It's not these ones up here. These are just like launchers. It depends on which version of Linux you're in, how it's set up. Different things be different. But if you're just curious, you can do ls real quick here again. And you see that we have that wish list. If you just cat that wish list, just see what's in there. It's stuff that matches the website. That there matches the website. That's pretty cool. All right, just a little fun stuff. All right, so let's move on. So now you can learn some other things like uptime here. You can also see how long your computer's been up and running. If you're curious about the IP address of the box that you're currently on, you can do IP space ADDR. It gives us a little more information about our current networking. You can see processes by typing the PS space AUX to list all your processes. There's a bunch of process commands, but that'll be for another video. But something we want to know is if you type in cat, and this is really cool to know, if you type cat/etc/PASSWD, this will show you every user that's on this box, and it will actually show you some cool stuff. It will show you like their home directories, what kind of shell they're using. In this, actually, look at that, pretty cool, right? So, but now it has a relational file to it, right? So if you type in that same thing, if you didn't know, to make that come up real fast, just push up on your keyboard, and it brings up the last few things that you've been typing in there. So, cool, right? So if you type in shadow, this will show you the password hashes. So we don't have access, permission denied, to the Etsy shadow, but if you go to Etsy shadow, this actually stores all the password hashes for every user on this box. Does that mean you have the passwords? Kinda, but you have to still crack those hashes to reveal the passwords. Okay, so what does it want us to do now? Oh, sudo. So sudo is a fun command, so we're going to do sudo su. So root is the default ultimate Linux user. Pretty much think super user. Okay, think of su. Okay, so you can switch to root with these sudo su, and then we can return back to McSkitty by typing exit. So before we do that, how do we know that we're McSkitty's account again? Who am I? Type in who am I, and bam, McSkitty. Awesome. So now if we type in sudo su, normally you have to type a password here, but now if we do who am I, we are root. That means we are the ultimate power on this box. Once you obtain root, you pretty much have owned the box. It has been pwned. All right, anyway, let's continue. Now there's a cool command. The first time you jump on a box, it's always wise to type in history, and this will show you all the previous commands that anyone has run on this box. Some really cool stuff up there, isn't that? There's some neat things there. Let me say, that's pretty cool stuff. Who knows if there's some good stuff in here? I don't know. But now if you watch, if I do, let's say uptime again, let's do uptime, right? We did uptime earlier. Shows us the time. But now if we type in history, let's see if I don't fully, just auto-tab it, even though it's at auto-tab history. Cool, right? You can see uptime. That is really, really neat. Okay. So also every user has a history, right? So we can just do where are we? If we do like cat/home/McSkitty, we can do and then do a dot, right? And do the bash, and then do underscore history. Well, works better if you do actually underscore there, right? History. We can see all the commands that we typed as McSkitty. Isn't that so cool? And we might see other stuff that we didn't write. Who knows? Anyway, so let's return a few times, clear that out. Shows us what we did. And that is pretty cool. So let's scroll on down. Oh, actually, let's type history in one more time, shall we? Okay, history. Oh my goodness, look at that. What's that hiding there in a curl command? And if you guys saw the short from the other day, you know that curl is a way to access a website in one way or another. But it looks like they put in a secret flag here until we meet again. Isn't that so cool? So if you come on down here, which command would you use to switch to the root user? It was sudo su. Pretty cool. Finally, what flag did Sir Carabane leave in the root bash history, which is what we found here. Remember, highlight that, right click it, copy it, paste it in. What else we got? Oh, these last two. So, something that's really cool about this, which this next part I cannot help you on. You are solely on your own until TryHackMe says different. But The Advent of Cyber also does a thing known as side quests. And for side quest 1, it gives us this hint. For those who consider themselves intermediate and want another challenge, check Miss Kitty's hidden note in /home/misskitty/documents to get access to the keys, or key for side quest 1. And you'll click that, you click check, and you finish that one. And enjoy investigating Linux environment, you can check out this room here. If I remember right, this room is a paid room, so you have to have the premium membership, but all this here that we're doing is totally free. And by completing this room, you get a ticket and an entry to win a free prize, or potentially win any of the prizes. And all the prizes together accumulate to over $150,000, guys. $150,000. So why not do what you can? I wish you the best, and let's have fun on this journey together. And I wish you all a great and lovely day. Be safe out there. Happy hacking, and keep being respectful and responsible. All right, guys, you be safe out there. Bye-bye. Be secure.